So, welcome, everyone. My name is Kass Thomas, and I'm here with the world and in the world and beyond with the 7 steps to flawless communication. I wrote this book. This book wrote me about 5 years ago, and it's really big book, as you can see, right? And it's full of words and and oh yeah, space. And hopefully this will be as enjoyable for you as it is for me to explore communication in a different way. It all starts with us, and it is especially in this lifetime what we can be, how we can communicate with ourselves, with others, and with the planet and with the universe. It's once in a lifetime, available now as it's never been before. So I'm really grateful for all the languages that are on here that are translating this book. It's in 20 languages now, 21 languages because the first language is energy. So we're just giving this little treat for you here today. And so, 7 Steps by Kass Thomas to Flawless Communication. And I'm going to start with the forward. We'll read a step and then we'll play with it. Yeah. With the forward. I was born and raised in the United States in the historical town of Roxbury, Massachusetts. Located about 10 minutes from downtown Boston, Roxbury is a melting pot of rich colors, languages, and flavors from all around the world. I lived there until I was 18, when I left to attend college in New York City, an even bigger melting pot. With the exception of 1 year in Paris and lots of travel in between, New York City was my home for 15 years. I then moved to Rome for love. Over the years, I've met all kinds of people from all walks of life: race, color, creed, religion, and political persuasion. No matter where a person comes from, what language they speak, or what their particular situation is, there is one thing that continues to be abundantly clear to me. There is so much more that unites us than separates us. When we are totally being ourselves, the ability to communicate with ease and establish true connection with everyone and everything on the planet comes naturally to us. This book literally woke me up one night and said, "Write me, please. It's time to share with the world what you know about communication. Show how easy flawless communication can be once you get in touch with the truth of you." So here it is, this little book about communication. It's short, it's simple, and it's step by step. There's even a dedicated space to experiment with the steps and suggestions on how to use each step, each one in your life. Use the milestones section at the end of each step to record your successes. Write them down, then share them. Show others how easy it is to connect. The connection starts with you, my dear. Have fun unveiling the flawless communication guru you truly are. With love, Kass. You know, this book was scheduled to go out to print the week of retaliation bombings in Paris, France. The acts of violence and those that preceded them, the acts of violence that preceded them are a wake up call for all of us. War is not the answer. Violence is not the answer. We are the answer. And here's the question: what small act of kindness can each of us do every single day that will promote a culture of peace? Please be kind to you, be kind to your body, and be kind to the things and people around you. Your small acts of kindness every day will have a ripple effect, like the ocean. You can and will contribute to a vibration of peace and create a different possibility here on planet Earth. Thank you in advance. This was written November 2015 in Paris, France. So here we go. The the book, it's really small, right? Is in four phases of communication. The first phase is connecting. The second phase is about disconnecting. The third phase is about reconnecting. The fourth phase is about establishing true connection. So let's talk about connecting. On connecting, often I meet people seeking information on how to relate to others with more ease, how to be better partners, employees, or simply how to find more happiness. Yet they themselves are strangely absent from their own lives. They are missing in action, MIA, completely disconnected. Sure, anyone can get temporarily distracted or be momentarily in a fog while daydreaming or something. But most people spend 900% of their time, that's right, 900, somewhere else other than the present moment. And they are certainly not connected to themselves or their bodies. Therefore, the first thing I recommended to everyone before trying to connect with someone else is to double check that you are connected with you. These first two steps will help you connect to you. Step one: show me the magic. Show me the magic. I had been chasing behind this being present thing for years, trying to figure it out, get a grip on it, experience it, define it, ascertain whether I was really doing it or not. Finally, one summer, I decided to go and take the situation into my own hands. I took a month off, got a small room near the beach, a beat up bicycle, and decided I was going to learn how to simply be present. Every morning at dawn, I would ride my decrepit bike down the streets of Oak Bluffs to the beach at the Inkwell, where I would meet the polar bears, a group of seniors who swam there every morning. I would swim with them at dawn in the ocean, communing with the fish at sunrise. It was beautiful. When the polar bears were left, I would get down to business of being present. These being present exercises started with reading different books to find the right mantra for that day of the week, the right way to arrange the crystals for the phase of the moon, and the best direction to face in order to meditate effectively at the latitude I was at. I did this routine for weeks, and when I finally got back home to New York and looked over my trip, I realized That the moments I was truly being present with me and being in communion with all the things was when I was riding to the ocean each morning, singing with the birds, swimming with the fish, and laughing with the polar bears. I spent the whole summer looking for me, and I was right there all along. All that time looking for the magic, and all along, it was right there with me. So I have a question. What is it that you do that gets you in touch with you? That's the end of the first step. It's long, right? But there is a homework section in the back of each step. Mhm. It's just a way, this book is an introduction to you and your flawless communication. And it's a tricky way of getting you to play with these steps, to approach connecting with yourself, your body, and your being, your spirit, in a different way. So the homework for step one is find the magic. This is the suggestions that I have in the homework section. Once per day for the next week, while performing a routine everyday activity, take a few moments to ask yourself the following questions. What magic can I find in this moment? And let's ask ourselves that now. What magic can we find in this moment? It may be while you're washing dishes, walking down the street, brushing your teeth, getting dressed, or mowing the lawn if you have a lawn. Ask while you're doing one of these everyday activities, am I being me right now? Is there any doing required? Is there anything required of me in this moment? Just ask yourself those questions. The milestones are about recognizing your success because it really starts changing once you start applying these things. Milestones for step one, show me the magic. Just maybe write down, I found magic in the following everyday situations. An example could be while hanging out in my wet clothes, I noticed the sun created a rainbow in the drop of water, in the puddle. Or, for example, today I walked in rhythm with the raindrops like a dance. Sometimes people are walking in the rain and they're rushing to get out of the rain, but perhaps you notice what's different about you if you actually play with these steps. It's about an invitation for you to recognize what's different about the way you do things, the way you approach life, the way you see life, your perspective. A lot of times we're trying to imitate somebody else or we have a way of acting that we think is right, the right way. But you may not be and act perfectly like someone else, but you're always perfectly you. So this first step is about inviting you to recognize your magic. And you're basically asking the universe, asking the plants, or asking the animals, or asking everything around you, show me the magic. And when you do that, a light shines from within you. And other people see that and are able to access their light and their magic as well. So, this is just an introduction to that, this book. I hope you enjoy that. That's the first chapter, first step. This, the connecting to you is really the basis, the basics of all communication. And you are too. And the second step is about talking to your body, which gives you lots of information. And just, we're just doing a short reading now. I'm just doing a short reading, but this evening or this morning, wherever you are. But the body is such a gift to us and gives us so much information. And when you start talking to your body, listening to your body, learning the language, the way your body communicates with you, and having the time to dedicate to that, you begin connecting in a completely different way. Your vibration resonates in a different way. And it's such a contribution to your health, to your wealth, and to your beauty. And not only yours, to everyone else's. The second phase is recognizing who you're not, when you're not being you, when you're disconnected from you. You know, step 3 is called lower your barriers. And my friend asked me to talk about that one because it's a time at the moment when we're doing this reading when everyone around the world, right, is connected in a way that we did not expect and on lockdown, quarantine, curfew, whatever you want to call it. We have a lot of resistance sometimes when we're being controlled or under control or being dictated to or being judged or being criticized or someone's talking to us. We have a lot of resistance and we put up these barriers and we try to keep a distance, stay away. And when we're talking about communication, which is the name of the book, right? That's what we're talking about is communication. We may be keeping people out, keeping things out by holding up our barriers, but we're also not letting ourselves receive information and communication. So, having your barriers up, first of all, allows people to stick you with their points of view, stick you with their judgments. But it also does not allow you to see things from a different perspective. It's not a contribution to your body. We're going to do a little play with that barriers. It's not a contribution to your life, and it's not a contribution to your flawless communication. Okay? And sometimes we don't even know we have barriers. We've just identified that as the way we are. I remember when I was first coming out of Boston and everyone had a point of view about people from Boston. And I had no idea that everyone was thinking about Boston in that way, you know? So, what is it that gets you to pull up your barriers or to go into resistance? That if you were willing to pull them down, would allow you to communicate with more ease with other people and also for other people to receive you in a different way and to recognize your magic. So, step 3 is about lowering your barriers. And step 4 is about going beyond the veil. Because there's a lot of ways we disconnect from ourselves and from other people. One are barriers, and another way is putting on a mask or a veil and not being authentically who we are, right? Pretending to be someone or something else. If you're truly interested in finding your magic in communication, then you have to be present with you. And that's what the first two steps are about. And you have to have the capacity, activate your capacity, because you definitely have it, to lower your barriers and to go beyond the mask or the veil, right? And in the 7 steps workshops, we play with this a lot, but we would like to play a little bit with the lowering the barriers with you now. Okay? Yes? You ready? Do you want to play? Okay, cool. So here we are. We are going to put our hands above our head with our palms facing the ground, right? The palms facing the ground. And there's always a lot of energy around us. You know, we are energy. That's who and what we are. We are energy, right? See if you can just feel any of the energy that's around you. It's almost like you're playing a sponge ball basketball, right? If you move your hands up and down and up and down, we're going to together invite that electrical charge that is around us to come down a little bit. Okay? We'll do that together. Now, if this is the first time you've done this, or the third time you've done it, or the 100th time you've done it, you can't get it wrong, right? It's play. However, after a while, it will become quite easy for you. And to know that you have the capacity to lower your barriers allows you to do that in any situation. And please, please play with this and watch how it changes the way you perceive people and the way they perceive you, the way you talk to people and the way they talk to you. It's really magical. Sometimes you might have to run into the bathroom and do this exercise physically, right? Sometimes you might just have to say barriers down, barriers down, barriers down. After you've done it physically a few times, it will become easy for you. Okay? So we're going to do it twice. The first time, just putting your hands above your head. Take a nice deep breath in, deep breath out. There's no right or wrong way to take a deep breath in or a deep breath out. If you're listening or watching, you're still alive. And so you're breathing perfectly. You're doing it right. Okay. That's what I did. All right. 1, 2, 3. Let's just slowly, and there's no prize for getting to the bottom before anyone else. Every breath out, just see if you can lower your hands and your barriers just a little bit more. And don't force them down. A lot of times people are being pushy and they're saying, oh, just lower your barriers, you're being too resistant. And you're like, okay, how do I do that, right? This is a great way to do it. And instead of pushing them down, what if we invited them down with kindness? Hi, barriers. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you. You've done a great job. I'm still alive, so you've been great. As soon as you acknowledge them, as soon as you acknowledge you, it becomes much easier. Would you like to come down just a little bit more, though? Just a little bit more? No? You don't want to come down anymore? Okay, I'm fine with that. The moment you're not in judgment, the barriers come down some more. Wow, that is so great. You came down some more barriers. I feel that. The moment you acknowledge you or the barriers, the more ease you have and the easier it is to get them down. Okay? And you can keep going. I think the video won't show all the way down. You can keep going all the way down. All right? Now just notice if you perceive or feel any difference. A lot of times people start yawning, and that's great. Yawning doesn't always mean we're tired. It means sometimes we're relaxed because it takes a lot of energy to keep those barriers up, a lot of tension. So we're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. We're going to do it again. And this time, I'd like to invite you to notice if the area of your body that you're passing, where you're letting those barriers come down, if that area of your body actually starts relaxing too. And if it doesn't, and it says this in the book, maybe you can invite it to relax, like your forehead, right? So let's start again, right? And invite those barriers to come down and invite your forehead to relax. Invite those barriers to come down a little bit more and invite the eyes, your eye sockets where your eyes are resting, to relax. Invite those barriers to come down even more. And your jaw, a lot of times we have tension in our jaw. Invite your jaw to relax, your lips to relax, your neck to relax, your shoulders. How many of us are carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders? Is that a contribution to the world? Is that a contribution to your body? What if you're willing to relax that and let that come down? And as you pass your heart, all the barriers and the chains and the blockage we have around our heart, maybe we've been brokenhearted, maybe we don't want to be brokenhearted, but our hearts are really golden. So what if we allowed that gold to shine and let the barriers down around them? Your solar plexus area, right? Right. The apex of your rib cage and your tummy. So if you're watching this live or you're in a Zoom with your translator, please feel free to just say if you perceive any difference in your body. I do in mine. And when you let your barriers down, your communication opens up. So not only are you more in touch with you, but you're able to be more in touch with everything and everyone around you without any judgment. When your barriers are down, judgment can't stick to you. When your barriers are down, you are able to communicate with family, with animals, with colleagues, and even with your business, and see it from a different perspective. You know, you might have tension and you've got to do this in your business and you've got to do this in your family. If your barriers are down, it allows you to have a 360-degree vision, right? And barriers are not who we are, they're constructions. Right? So that's the gift we wanted to give you. And we wanted to invite you to explore more. You can receive the book in paperback, it's in 20 languages. You can receive it on Kindle, you can receive it on ebook. And if you'd like to explore more, you can also check out the 7 steps uh, program. We're doing business training with it, inviting people and businesses and children and colleagues and families to have a different approach to communication, a more authentic approach to communication. It's so simple, and we've spent so much of our time complicating our lives, building constructions, making things difficult. What if getting back to us, right, connecting with us, disconnecting from who we are not, allows us to reconnect with everything and everyone around us with more ease so that we can establish true connection. And I'll just say that the establishing true connection phase 4 has just one step in it, and it's called connecting with the earth, right? Because that is something that each of us have in common. We all have the same home, and it's called planet Earth. So when you are connected with your home, the earth, everyone feels at home with you. And your communication can only be flawless. Thank you so much for joining. And we will, if you'd like some more information, we've got some gifts for you for joining us. We're so grateful. And we will put them in the chats for you. If you have any questions at all, you can certainly uh, send an email, ask your translator. They're amazing. Most of them have actually worked on the translation of the book. I'm so grateful. And everyone has their own unique brand of magic, and would love to invite you to recognize that, because the more you do, the greater of a contribution you are to the world. There's no vibration on this planet is missing when you are being your authentic brand of magic. Yeah, thank you. All right. And I'd love to just see how my friends are doing. Let me just check with them for a moment. How are you, lovelies? You good? Let me see. Oh, all good? Would you like to hear anything else? Lucy? She's demanding that Lucy. Todo bien? Cool. We'll be doing some workshops. We've got these lovely um, workshops on 1-day workshops, the prelude, 7 steps prelude, and 2-day explosion workshops. And if you'd love to maybe share these tools and with different people, you can also apply for a teacher or trainer's license with the 7 steps. And I'm totally grateful for people around the world who are sharing these. And I wrote a second book, Dancing with Riches. It's a little bit different. It's more sort of a bit bigger of a book. But this Seven Steps to Flawless Communication, every time I read it, and I have read it a lot, it changes my life. It changes the way I look at things. It changes the way I perceive all the energies, not only that are in front of me, but that are all around me. So I'm hoping that it'll be a great introduction for you to connect with you so that you can connect with everything and everyone around you in a totally different way. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye bye.